Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm doing a Ticket to the Moon hammock review. I've had this hammock for about 3 years now. As you can tell, it's kind of, getting worn out. Let's just get right into it. We're going to go over materials, comfort, price, all the important stuff there is to know when you're looking for a, good quality camping hammock. So, to start, it comes in this little hammock-shaped carrying pouch, which is really cool, really cute. And so actually I don't put the hammock inside this pouch. I actually use this pouch for all my straps and ropes and everything. So the reason I don't actually put the hammock inside this pouch for storage is because the integrated kind of pocket for the hammock actually fits inside of this entirely and takes up less space. So I prefer to do that just because, well, it takes up less space, and now I have a dedicated pouch for all my straps and stuff. So on the hammock, it'll say 100% silk nylon fabric, born in Utopia for dreamers worldwide. Cool. Also says the care instructions: machine wash 30 degrees Celsius, no tumble dry, no dry clean, no ironing, no bleaching. Basically just throw in the wash machine on like a sport cycle for 30 minutes. I like to put in like a little mesh bag, and that works great. So let's go over the materials. So as we see, it's 100% silk nylon, and this is authentic parachute nylon used for paragliding, parachuting, para whatever, and it's a fairly thin fabric but very strong. In terms of hammock material, I've had this thing for about 3 years, and let me tell you, I'm pretty rough and abusive with my gear. I go pretty hardcore. I've put multiple people inside this thing, and I've never had a problem with it. Yeah, so far so good. I have no holes, no rips inside the material. I mean, there's so much freaking hammock here. Yeah, there's no holes, no rips, no cuts inside this thing. It has been doing really well for the last 3 years. I've really put it through paces. I sometimes have keys in my pocket, I hang over tarp of rough, sharp stuff very frequently, and this bad boy has, survived quite a long time. So I opted for the king size hammock, which is a massive 3.2 meters by 2.3 meters, because, well, I'm quite the tall person, and when it comes to hammock camping, all of the extra height and size that you can get will really make a really significant difference. So much so that this hammock here is able to comfortably sleep 2 to 3 people, host 2 or 3 people, which, though, to be honest, I have slept 2 people in this hammock before. Guy, girl, done it both. You can sit one person on one side, sit one person on the other, and you just have so much material to play with that it's hard for me to suggest any other size except the, large king size. It weighs only about 100 grams more than the regular size, and only packs very slightly larger, but it has, it's stronger, it's a thicker nylon, and it's just so versatile with that huge size. So let's just pack it up here real quick. Let's count how long it takes to pack up this hammock, starting, well, I guess now. In basically no time at all. Packs up quite small, as you see. Maybe the size of my head. So, let's see. Hammocks cost usually around $40 to $100, depending on the craftsmanship, the quality, materials, the marketing, the warranty, all those factors. What I can say is just don't buy a frickin' hammock off of Amazon, like one of those no-name generic Chinese ones, because, listen, they cut, to save $20, they'll use less material, they won't have, like, quality control checks as well, and it's just really, 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 camping and outdoor gear is one of those things that you spend a little bit more money and it's just so worth it. Like, never cheap out on outdoor camping equipment. It's just never a good idea. Now, I also have like the Ticket to the Moon Pro Hammock, which I have a written review and soon I will have a video review on. And this hammock has an integrated bug net. It has, you know, it's a bit more bougie and fancy and definitely more expensive and lighter. But I would say it's not really the best as a first-time hammock, just because it's a little bit more advanced. I would say I would go for the regular or the king size travel hammock if it's like your first hammock, because with all the extra space, it's so much easier to get comfortable, find the right lay, find the right hang. Something like the Pro Hammock, this is more advanced. This will be better if you're doing real ultralight backpacking and you know what you're getting yourself into, and if you already have a hammock. I did say this has a bug net. This one doesn't, and also I find a bug net is super useful. Most, you know, months of the year, whenever there's bugs out like mosquitoes, man, you don't want mosquitoes sucking on your face while you're hammocking. It just sucks. So I went for the convertible bug net, which I have it unpacked. Basically just hangs around the entire hammock. There's a photo right there. It's not much money, and it is night and day difference when it comes to like hammock camping, and especially if you're around like swampy, wet, marshy areas or the woods. You know, in Canada we have tons of mosquitoes. Here in Germany, tons of mosquitoes. If you don't like mosquitoes and bugs sucking your face, it's definitely really worth it to get a bug net. So you absolutely want to be using straps, because if you're using just ropes, you're going to damage the bark of the trees, and you know, if you're outside enjoying nature, you don't want to be ruining the nature, hurting the trees. It'll damage the bark pretty significantly. So I freaking love these lightest straps because it's just a combo of both. It is a lightweight rope to hang, you know, but it's a strap for around the tree, and it's super easy and quick to fasten. Just, for example, if my arm's the tree, make your loop. Now you have your thing, and then you hang your hammock hoop off of one of the loop ends. You can just, you know, tie a new loop if you want to make another like stop in between, but this has already 6 stops, I believe, so it works great. Anyways, I freaking love these straps. They weigh 96 grams. They pack up super small. I even have 2 sets of these. They pack up super small, super light, totally worth it. Load capacity is great. I've hung 3 people from, you know, from the hammock with these straps, and they've been nothing short of stellar. So if you're camping in the summer, you might get away without a proper underquilt or overquilt. If you just use a sleeping bag or sleeping mat, you're probably going to be fine. But as soon as you get into fall, or if you're in spring or you're in winter, I mean, it depends on the climate of where you are, but you're going to benefit hugely from an underquilt. I have my own special underquilt by Little Shop of Hammocks. And then I also use this Nature Hike sleeping bag, which is, you know, pretty solid. I use this as my overquilt. But the advantage of hammock camping, like what's really great is, you know, if you're getting into ultralight backpacking and you don't want to spend so much money as on like a tarp tent, you know, it gets really expensive to start getting deep into ultralight gear. Hammocks are a really great way to start. You know, you spend, say, 70 on a hammock, spend 30 on straps, spend a couple hundred on your top and bottom and tarp, and suddenly you have a shelter, full compatible, fully modular and versatile shelter setup for much less money than comparable tent setup. So I highly recommend it. I've put this thing through so much abuse. I was just at a music festival this weekend, camping with it, and it's perfectly fine. So I do have a little coupon code for just 10% off a Ticket to the Moon purchase off their official website. So if you plug in that little code down there, you'll get 10% off, which also, full disclosure, I do get a little bit of a commission from that, but, you know, I wouldn't work with a company that I don't actually like and support. And Ticket to the Moon's actually a pretty cool little company. I really like what they're doing. They're doing some charitable work. They're based out of Bali, Indonesia. They kind of started the whole travel hammock concept, And you know, I really like what they're doing. They're doing some really cool stuff. So your money's going to, you know, a decent organization. I'd say if you're looking for ultralight, like deep ultralight gear, and you really want to save every 100, 200 grams that you can, maybe go for something like the Pro Hammock. It'll probably do you a little better with the integrated Bugnet and ridgeline organizer, and weigh a little bit less. But if you're just looking for a hammock that does everything, it does camping, it does music festivals, it does just days in the park, it does 2-3 people in one hammock, this is the one you'll go for, and this is the one that I use the most. I use this if I'm doing bike packing, if I'm going to like places like Fukusang, and I really want to save my weight. But I'm going to be using this 90% of the time if I'm just going to the park and getting baked and having a really fun time. Anyways, thanks for watching my Ticket to the Moon hammock review. If you like it, please just help support me by hitting that subscribe and that like button. It'll just help my channel grow. You know, if you want to watch my other content, do that, because I do a lot of really cool adventures, like, you know, nuclear bunker exploration. And one day I'll bike to world everywhere. So, yeah, any questions, leave them down below. Till then, peace. I'll catch you next time. Poop.